Welcome to the BSc in International Development and Food Policy, CK506. Widespread poverty and hunger are a part of the lives of millions in developing countries, while their agricultural and human resources are used to grow export crops for the developed world. So, what can be done to address global poverty and inequality? This programme aims to provide an understanding of global development, global economies and social inequalities.
The course is the BSc International Development and Food Policy, CK506. It's a course really that addresses a lot of big global issues that face people today. And those issues include, hunger and food insecurity. They include climate change, obviously a big issue that's going to be around for decades to come. It includes issues to do with human rights and global poverty. So essentially, it's a course that addresses some of these kind of large, issues that are going to affect the world for the coming decades, but in a practical way. Part of the course is to really enhance people's understanding of some of these key issues, but also then to give people the skills and knowledge to be able to work effectively to address some of them.
When I worked for them in Indonesia, I was primarily in West Sumatra and West Java, where they have a number of programs going on, ranging from training of school children and teachers in earthquake-resistant design and construction, as well as a number of pilot projects around the area of livelihoods development.
This is a unique programme which started in October 2005. It is the first Irish undergraduate degree programme to have a primary focus on international third world development.
Mainly I was working in pastoral development, so this involved a few different things. One of the main things I had to do was write a background report on pastoralists in Ethiopia and the contemporary issues affecting them. I also had to do a large piece of research on what pastoralists perceive resilience to mean. So this included key informant interviews with partner staff, focus group discussions with 3 communities in southern Ethiopia, and also 72 individual surveys in 3 other different communities, mainly talking about the Borana region in south of Ethiopia.
The programme combines a strong focus on understanding key dimensions of development and acquiring skills to work effectively in this area, with the opportunity to pursue more specific issues in the area of food policy, human rights and development, health-related aspects of development and modern languages.
In the organisation, I was working on researching and writing one of their reports. I worked I was kind of the main person for one of their reports on resettlement of the Tibetan nomads. So I worked researching primary research, so doing face-to-face interviews with former nomads who are now based in Dharamsala. And I did secondary research as well, sort of looking at other people's reports who have been inside Tibet, because I couldn't go inside Tibet while I was there, so I was kind of desk-based for a lot of it. I also worked alongside the Tibetan government in exile, the Environment and Development desk of them. So I worked with them, gathering all sorts of research together.
Students undertake a work placement in third year between April and September. Where possible, all or most of the placement period is overseas, hosted by an Irish or international development organisation.
We were there primarily to help with an impact study. There was a project that ran from 2007 to 2011 called the Agroforestry Food Security Programme, and Irish Aid funded it and they wanted an impact survey done, so we were in charge of designing a household questionnaire, pre-testing it and hiring enumerators and then carrying it out in 11 different districts.
Placement opportunities are identified through the extensive network of contacts developed by the School of Food Business and Development and the Centre for Sustainable Livelihoods.
So I worked with other people on their projects. For example, my colleague produced a report on these international trade agreements that are impacting on social and environmental issues. And I helped with the promotion of the report. I worked with another colleague on a climate change and water website. It's a website focusing on the impacts of climate change on Bolivia's water. So I worked with her in producing a teaching guide for use in schools. And then my main project was around climate. This was a project that I was managing myself, looking at how Bolivian indigenous communities are using their traditional knowledge to adapt to climate change.
The course helps people to build more generic skills. We do a lot of group work in the course. We do a lot of continuous assessment. We do a lot of teamwork. We get a lot of outside speakers in. So I think that, in the areas of group work, working in teams, communications, IT skills, economic literacy, numeracy skills. The course also helps to develop those generic skills, which can be used pretty broadly.
The BSc in International Development and Food Policy, CK506.